Howdy folks, me Edgar from Holland again. I found some more products which contain palm oil in the house that I'm living in. This is not my own house, I'm living in the house of somebody. And I found some products that I'm going to mention right here and right now. And this is, again, I really want to stress this out. It's not to hurt these industry. It is all about personal, individual responsibility towards our global climate. If I do not take action, I feel bad. How to explain to my children and grandchildren and so on that we could not contain ourselves and feasted on the delights of today, not taking the responsibility for the future. It's all about that. It's not about hurting these industries. I want to stimulate the industries that produce this kind of stuff to find some alternatives, and there are good alternatives. Like what's wrong with good old sunflower oil, for example, or whatever kind of stuff in oil. You don't need palm oil especially to make these products. That's why I bring about these products, not to buy them. I really want to stimulate them, and I like much of these products myself, so it affects my consumption as well. But I prefer to take responsibility now than to say later to my children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren. Sorry, folks. I love my chips, potato chips, and my cookies better than I liked you. I liked your future. That's not what I want to say. I want to say, listen, folks, I love you in the future, and I want to take responsibility now, even by leaving my own enjoyment for having the temporarily joy in consuming these products. Well, one of the consuming products that I like, I like these products, but that doesn't mean I want to take them, is chips, potato chips. In this case from the Albert Heijn. They are baked in apparently in palm oil. So palm oil, salt, and potatoes. So you can find what's in it and what they use for it. So I stopped using this and find an alternative from potato chips that are baked in other kinds of oil, like sunflower oil. They used to do that, so why they changed to palm oil is a riddle to me. Okay, next, the famous Dutch stroopwafels. Again, also from the Albert Heijn, by the way. And yeah, it contains palm oil, palm fat, palm fat. So yes, I like them, but nonetheless they are made with palm oil and reducing our, worsening our climate. The very famous M&Ms. Yes, they are made with palm oil and palm fat. You can see that on the content. So I stopped buying them, stopped eating them. I take responsibility for the future generations. I like these very much, and that's Baker's Speculaas. But they are made with palm oil. So, Bakkers Speculaas, bakeries speculoos, or whatever. You find them also in other countries. I already saw in other countries where I went. You also see speculaas or speculoos. It's a typical Dutch, Belgian. What is it? Yeah, cookie type of cookie, but they're made with palm oil. The same goes for filled speculoos. That's you got some almond, what we call spice, almond, grained almond, but it's made with palm oil. And I saw that in this case from Aviator, filled speculoos. So I will stop doing it. Which is something which is harder to stop using, but there are good alternatives. I already saw is butter, just a simple plain old butter. It's used with palm oil, and so I try to I prefer to use other kinds of butter sources. So these are several products that I just found here in the closets, and I stimulate the industry to find alternatives. Again, I prefer to take responsibility now than in 10, 20, maybe 50 years say, sorry, I like my butter and my cookies better than I liked my children and children's children. So I prefer to love my future children and future generations than I love my cookies. So say no to your cookies and your chips and your M&Ms now to save the future generation children. That's where it's all about. Taking personal individual responsibility for the future. That's where it's dealing about. It's not about hurting these industries. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm very particular in stressing that out. I want to stimulate them to find alternatives. What's wrong with the good old sunflower oil? Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.